So keep in mind at a wedding fair, you typically have less than 3.5 seconds to impress a person and get them to walk over to you to interact. So you don't want to be sitting behind a table. You want to reach out to them. So make your display really interesting, but don't clutter it, and make your sign very visible so that people know what kind of business you're representing. We ask that you stay in your booth throughout the entire wedding fair. And yes, that means being in your booth space from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. But if you've got somebody that can come bail you out so you can go grab some lunch, that would be excellent. We just ask that at all times that the wedding fair is open, there is someone representing your business standing at your booth. We just ask that you are professional and courteous to all of the folks that travel through the wedding fair. We want this to be a very happy, joyous, exciting event for these brides. We will be offering sort of a prize to the best booth display. We'll be walking around and judging, and whoever we deem to have the best booth will win a $150 credit towards next year's wedding fair.
Wow.
So for sure, we'd love to have as many participants as we can with the Bridal Haus. If you're a past bride, you can sell your decor from your wedding dress, all that stuff you can list with Bridal Haus. If you're a current bride, you can shop Bridal Haus to buy those items, and the same goes for vendors. So if you've got an extra inventory and you want to get rid of it, you can bring it and resell it at the Bridal Haus. Or if you want to shop the Bridal Haus as a vendor and pick up some more items for your venue or your own business, you can sure shop there as well. As branding for your business, you want to dress for the wedding fair as if you are going to dress for the wedding day, so the brides and grooms know what to expect from you. So we typically say that's dressing a step above what the wedding guests would be wearing to a wedding. Now, if branding for your business requires you to wear a logo t-shirt and jeans, then that would be appropriate to wear to the wedding fair because it's an accurate representation of your business. But we are trying to portray a professional appearance at the wedding fair, so if you don't have that already branded, just go with something. So if you do have someone helping you work the wedding fair and working your booth with you, we suggest coordinating and seeing if you can work out an outfit, that the two of you kind of match one another. It's just a nice way to, again, bring that branding into more than just the booth space itself, but into your personal appearance. We ask that if you do want to run a show special, that you get the permission from the Bitterroot Wedding Association before you do that. The whole purpose of this wedding fair is to basically make it an even playing field for all of the vendors. So we want you to be portraying your business as you would on an everyday basis, and we try to discourage doing deep discounted sales at the wedding fair. So as a vendor at the Montana Made Wedding Fair, we want to make sure that we showcase what each vendor is bringing to the table. So if you're not a caterer or you don't provide cake or confections, we ask that you don't bring those items to your booth. So if you wanted to do like individually wrapped chocolates or something like that, that is okay. But keep in mind, we do have someone who's registered to be a member that does confections. So she's going to be bringing truffles. So please don't bring something that's not related to your business. So alcohol in the Bitterroot Valley is a little bit tricky when it comes to hosting events. We have one vendor that is able to hold a liquor license per event. So the vendor that's holding the liquor license for our event this time is the Rhino. So if you do plan on providing alcohol, all of that needs to come through the Rhino, and they need to be responsible for serving it. So if you do plan on providing alcohol, you do need to let us know in advance so that we can make arrangements with the Rhino. So it is your responsibility to clean up your own booth space before, during, and after the wedding fair. If you have cardboard, it needs to be broken down and placed into the dumpster outside of the kitchen, labeled cardboard. We will get fined if you put it into the regular dumpster. So trash is for trash. Cardboard bin is for cardboard. And if at any time during the show you end up with trash in your booth, you do need to take it out to the dumpster as well. We will not have the ability to walk around and empty trash for you. So if you are a vendor that is going to create waste at your booth, let's say you are a cupcake vendor and people are going to be unpeeling the wrappers, you will want to bring your own trash can for your own booth. We will have some trash cans scattered throughout the show, but just at your own booth, you'll want to bring that. So guys, we're hosting a wedding fair. We just want to make sure that whatever you're hosting at your booth is wedding or specifically event related. So if your business isn't always wedding related, you need to find out a way to incorporate weddings into your display in your booth. For example, let's say you are a clothing vendor. You would need to portray your business as clothing to wear to a rehearsal dinner or to the honeymoon. So we do have live music that will be performing at the wedding fair, and we also have DJs that will be playing music throughout the wedding fair. We will ask them to keep it at a reasonable level so that you can hear people talking to you when you're at your own booth nearby, but we ask that you do not provide additional sounds in your own booth. We have made the fees for this show incredibly reasonable, so we ask that you do not combine booth spaces. If you did want to work together or partner with another vendor, you each could buy your own booth space, and you would need to specify on your registration that you want to be right next to one another, and then you basically would have an 8-foot by 20-foot space that you two would need to work together to fill. So there will not be any overnight security for the wedding fair. We will lock the First Interstate building, and I will personally be there to lock it myself. But we just ask that you have valuables that you either take them with you or you store them hidden underneath your 6-foot table at your booth, but you do so at your own risk. So hooks will be provided so that you can hang things from the pipe and drape, but you will not be able to use pins or nails or anything, even tape against the walls of the First Interstate building or attaching anything other than using hooks to the pipe and drape. So we suggest if you have some heavier items to hang that you need to provide your own booth backdrop or a creative way to hang those heavy items. So our pipe and drape is 8 feet tall back behind the booth space, and then it's usually, I want to say it's about 3 feet tall along the sides coming out that 8 feet. So for vehicles on display, we do encourage you to bring any of those large items that are a part of your business. We just need to know about it in advance so that we can make enough space for you. So please give us a call or send us an email if you'd like to bring your catering truck or something large like that. So the way the pipe and drape is set up, there will not be storage space behind your booth. So the only place you have to hide items is underneath your 6-foot table. So keep that in mind if you need to come a little bit earlier to set up your booth and then take any remaining items that need to be stored back out to your vehicle. So we're not providing chairs for you to sit at behind your booth space. We really want our vendors up and active and out and meeting and greeting those brides. So if you do need a chair for your booth space, you will need to provide it yourself. So we will be sending out an email on November 1st with booth assignments. By that point in time, all the vendors will have paid in advance and we'll know exactly who we're putting where. And we'll send that out just a few days in advance so that you know where your booth is going to be located prior to the wedding fair. We'll be assigning those booth spaces once all vendors have paid and we're 100% confirmed on who's participating in the show. We don't want 4 of the same type of vendor right next to one another. So we're going to do our best to scatter everybody, but still give you one of the 5 booth choices that you want. So show staff is not a mediator for complaints. If we do hear complaints about specific vendors, we will come and tell you about it, but we will not be handling complaints on your behalf. Just like everywhere else in the state of Montana, this is a non-smoking facility, and if you do need to smoke, you need to step about 25 feet away from the building. So for volunteers, we're always open to add more to our team. We're looking for volunteers to help run our registration, which will be fairly automated, but we just need somebody manning that. We're looking for volunteers to help with load in and load out to make it easier on our vendors, and we're also looking for volunteers to help work the Bitterroot Wedding Association booth.